pleasure to be here. What I would like to talk to you today about is our life cord, sometimes referred to as our silver cord, and the three aspects of man that are on that cord are the first one being spirit, or the monad, and spirit is the God within, and our spirit is the essence of ourselves. It is pure energy and represents our spiritual will or urgency to manifest, and is to love and nurture creation. So we are all creators. The monad is a direct aspect of the force you know as God or infinite intelligence. So we have the God within and the God without. That is our spirit. Then the second aspect of man is the soul and oversoul. And the soul is what we call the non-physical part of the body, separable from the body at death. So when the silver cord, or when we die, the silver cord, it retracts or is released back to spirit. And our soul is the vehicle for our spirit. Some consider the soul our mind and our mental body. It expresses our moral values through the ideas, conscience, and intuition. Right? So when we look at there's a lot of religions, there's a lot of philosophies about body, mind, and soul. Some people would say body, mind, and spirit. I mean, we all go to these festivals. Body, mind, soul, body, mind, spirit. And when we look at the ancient Egyptians and some of the Kabbalah, then we look at a force called the Merkaba. And the Merkaba means spirit, or pardon me, light, spirit, and body. Okay, so where is the soul? Okay, the soul is the mind. And then we have our oversoul, the divine spiritual unity of being, or the collective consciousness, or oneness. And the oversoul shouldn't really be confused with the spirit. So there are several, how should I put this? Like the spiritual churches that I am told throughout America by NSAC either believe in reincarnation or they don't believe in reincarnation. We have principle number 4, which we believe that the existence and personal identity of the individual continues after the change called death. Now, the Casadega spiritual camp is neutral on reincarnation. So how I see it is that our spirit, when the universe was created, was a star in the universe. And then our star looks like a diamond, and each facet on that diamond is a life stream, or the personal identity of the individual, so the medium can connect to it. So within that diamond, then, are all the life streams of the souls of the individual collected in the oversoul. Just a way to look at things. And then the third aspect of man is our personality. And our personality is the vehicle for both spirit and soul. It is governed by our feelings, our our thoughts and our subconscious, and reacts to our emotional body. Physically, emotionally, and mentally, man has developed, and to these factors, another one, the soul, is a conscious possession of its mechanism called the developed personality. So as the personality to be a vehicle for spirit and soul, that constitutes part of our being. And as we all know, we're a spiritual being in a physical body, so our physical body houses the spirit, the soul, and the personality. And it manifests on earth and shines from within. Again, that God from within, or infinite intelligence living through us and connected with our oneness. Now, George Colby, one of the founder of Casadega, would say that spirit lives within the empty spaces of atoms. So it is everywhere. It is in you, it is in the bench that you are sitting on, in the wood. So infinite intelligence exists everywhere. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about Dr. James Thomas, and he was the founder of the International Association of Metaphysics, which is, when you abbreviate it, it is the IM. And when we look at Exodus chapter 3, this is where Moses goes to the burning bush and says, "Who are you?" In infinite intelligence, or God says, "I am who I am," also translated as, "I am that I am." Okay? And some of the translations that go with "I am who I am" also add that this is my name forever, and this is my service for all generations. Okay? So we have to look at infinite intelligence telling us that we have been around for many years, for all those generations. And that's part of our oversoul, part of our spirit. So when we look at the great I am, then to go with the spirit, soul, and the personality, then we have what we call a I am presence. Everybody heard of the I am presence? So pretty much it is through our causal body, then our spirit is coming into our body. That's called the electronic body, or spirit is pure energy. And that's why it's the electronic body. So coming through our causal body, it enters into our physical body, but is surrounded by a tube of light. And that is where we get our information from the superconsciousness, our knowledge, our wisdom of the universe. And it is enfolded in the violet flame, which offers us protection, but it also transmutes negative energies into positive outcomes, right? So it's kind of like an alchemy, spiritual alchemy that the violet flames do. So when we get to the personal body, then we have the spirit coming in, and then they have the threefold flame within our secret chamber of the heart. Some people call this the high and that is where the soul and the personality reside. And the threefold flame is gold, pink, and blue, the colors. Gold is knowledge and wisdom. Pink is love and unconditional love. And blue is your personal power. But it is also the will of God. So that gives us our free will as to what decisions we are making. All for the good. Okay, so over the whole thing about this is the spirit and our soul and our personality. What that is the force or the energy that's actually giving us our purpose on earth. Okay? We all have a soul purpose. We all have a soul contract, right? That's that individualized part of the oversoul or from our spirit, the one that we identify with right now. Okay? We don't come in with spirit contracts, we come in with soul contracts. So, what is our purpose, right? I talk to a lot of people and counsel them, and the majority of them don't know what their soul purpose is, what they're supposed to be doing here. We've all been trained throughout life that we have to live the American dream. Okay? I have to work to get money, a house, 2 cars, a wife, kids. Right? The American dream. Alright? But that's not our sole purpose. Our sole purpose is for service. And when we look at what our sole purpose is, that is our passion. What is our passion? And that is what makes us happy. Right? Service work makes us happy. It gives us that good feeling all around us when the heart releases the endorphins. So you should be doing what makes you happy, because that leads to fulfillment. And that is where we want to be. Now, some of the translations of I am that I am is, I will become whatsoever I become. And that's the God within. I'm going to repeat that. I will become whatsoever I become. Alright? So there's a lot of spiritual alchemy coming in with that statement. It's taking in the God within, but it's also taking in the knowledge and the wisdom of the God without. And that's the whole purpose of our spirit and our soul, our personality, housed in our physical body so we can accomplish things. Right? And there's a lot of things. If we look at the natural laws, the law of compensation, which some people call the law of karma. And we also have the law of attraction. So what we want to do is attract positive energy. Everything in the universe is energy. We have to believe that. We have to attract that positive energy to manifest what we want to manifest, but through our passion. Okay? So I will meditate and I will attract what I want to attract to manifest. Okay? So that's when we look at the law of compensation, then our service work is going to burn off those negative karmas from our past lives, and in some cases in this personal life that we're experiencing now. That's the benefit of the violet flame, to transmute that negative energy into positive outcomes, where even in this lifetime you can burn off some karma. But where I'm going with this, I will become whatever I become. That is our passion. Okay? You have to believe that you can do anything that you want to. Right? We have the... There was a recent incident in the camp that I'm associated on the other side of the St. Johns River. And there's a little karma involved for an individual. And when we look at, that's his karma to do. Now, the law of attraction is, I want good vibes to come to Cassidy, the spiritual camp. And part of that, as an individual, then we have the law of association. The law of association works with the law of attraction, whereas I want to associate with good people. If I associate with good people, then good things will happen with those associations. However, in some cases, if you take a side, right, then you are guilty by association, right? Nothing to do with the law of association. So, as your personality then has to look at everything, okay? And the only difference between observation and judgment is that judgment has the association of being right associated with it. So I kind of observe things and I will step back. And after I observe things, then I will take action. Okay, but you have to do what you think is right. And that's part of the soul passion, or the passion that you have too. The passion with your associations, the passion with your law of attraction. But it all comes down to, what are you doing in this life? Right? Are you bettering humanity? And that's why our soul is here, why our personality is here, why our spirit and infinite intelligence is guiding us. Love is the strongest vibration in the universe. And again, one of our principles is the golden rule. Do unto others as they would do unto you. And if we spread that love, hopefully we'll get that love back. But that's the law of attraction contained in the golden rule. So I want to conclude this message, or this lecture, with just believe in yourself. Believe. Have the faith that you can make a difference in humanity, in the world that we live in. Right? Even our spirit, our healing prayer in the first stanzas says, and I will do my part. Okay? And part of that is I'm going to have faith that the healing energy is going to heal me or cure me. And when we look at that, that's when we have faith in our love, then that spreads throughout the world as well.